Veteran NASA astronaut Bruce E. Melnick has spent more than 300 hours in space and has orbited Earth 207 times during 2 space shuttle missions. Now he's an ambassador for the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Florida, where people interested in space travel can experience a simulated ride into space, see a real-life shuttle up close, and much more. We got the chance to speak to Bruce about what it's like to look down on Earth and find out more about the future of space travel.
And when they first started looking for people to fly as astronauts on the space shuttle in 1977, I said, well, I'd like to do that. The first mission I flew on was the 11th flight of Discovery, where our primary role was to launch a satellite that went into a polar orbit around the sun. And then a couple of years later, I flew on the very first flight of Endeavour. And our job was to do an engine change on a satellite that was in the wrong orbit. It was traveling, at 28,000 kilometers per hour. We struggled severely trying to grab it. We tried for 2 days and we couldn't. Every time we tried to grab it, it bounced off. We sent 3 spacewalkers out and they were able to grab it with their gloved hands. We were busy up there the whole time, but seeing the planet, flying in zero gravity, awesome. The first time I saw Earth from space, I was a rookie on that flight, obviously, my first time, and I had a job to do as soon as we got to orbit. It was to take a picture of the external tank, the fuel tank for the space shuttle, and I floated up to the window and ready to take a picture of this tank. And I got to looking at the Earth, and I forgot to take a picture till my commander said, hey, how come you aren't taking pictures? The beautiful colors of it, the black vacuum of space, and then that very thin band that's our atmosphere. That's what I ended up having a great appreciation for when I come back, is that, we really need to take care of this planet and the atmosphere. The hardest part of becoming an astronaut is getting selected in the first place. Last year, NASA selected a class out of 18,000 applicants and only selected 12. It doesn't select people right out of college. They want to make sure that person is matured in some field where he's demonstrated that they think out of the box, they've created new things, they've been subjected to danger and were able to survive it. They are very resilient people. I feel really lucky. There's been only 610 or 15 people that have flown in space, and I got to do it twice. Everything we do in space benefits every human being on the surface of the Earth. We do spend a lot of money on space, but it's nowhere near the money that the rest of the world spends on taking care of our people. It's a very small percentage. Human beings are generally explorers, and we want to know where we came from, why are we here, and a lot of those answers are going to be when we explore these other planets that haven't been impacted by civilization yet. And if we get to Mars, then we'll probably learn enough to maybe let's go to the next planet. Let's leave the solar system. Let's go out to one of these other galaxies. I like to say the sky's no longer the limit. There's footprints on the moon.